Hey, what's up everyone out there? Thanks so much for tuning into another Addicted Fishing tutorial. Today what we're gonna do is we're gonna show you a simple bobber fishing setup that you can deploy on your local stream or river. It's gonna help you catch more trout. So if you wanna learn about that today, tune in, it's coming up next. All right everyone, so before we get this kicked off, do me a favor and please go down here and hit that thumbs up button. It really helps us on YouTube if you guys can smash that thumbs up button. So if you guys are liking us making these videos and you want us to continue making them, smash the thumbs up. All right, let's get into this video here. So I'm gonna show you just the basic setup that anyone can get out there on the water and catch trout with just your simple red and white bobber and a few different random baits that we're gonna show you in this box here. So starting off with the rod, basically what I'm doing is I'm using an Okuma Guide Select Classic, just your typical ultralight fishing rod. So anything that's in that ultralight 6 to 7.5 foot range is gonna be good for these trout. I like to use something a little bit light because a lot of these smaller streams and creeks, they don't have very big fish in it. So it's fun to fight them on these little ultralight rods. So this is actually a 7.6 Okuma Guide Select, but again, whatever you have, it's gonna work. I actually have a size 3000 Inspira reel on here with some braided line. This is some 10-pound braid, and I like braid because it floats on top of the water, and it's gonna help you with mending and keeping control of your float when you're running your setup through the current. And we're gonna show you that here in a second when I show you actually how to fish this. So the next thing I've done, this is called a double uni knot. And basically all that is it's a knot that attaches your braid to your fluorocarbon. You guys can see on the chest cam here, if I can get it in close, hopefully it's focusing in on that. But that's your double uni knot. You can use a double uni, you can use a blood knot, you can use any sort of knot that will attach the two braids together. That's what you can use. And just go on YouTube and search that. You're gonna find all sorts of tutorials on how to tie that knot, but we're not gonna go into that today. The next thing you're gonna do, this is just your simple red and white bobber. This is your bobber that you've used ever since you were a little kid, and you probably have a bunch of them in your tackle box. So we're gonna show you how that works. Basically what this thing does is, as you can see, it's got two pieces of wire there. And basically, when you push up on the float, that wire is gonna come up. So you're gonna take your fluorocarbon, and the part that's leading down to your bait, you're gonna attach the bottom of the float. So you're just gonna stick your line in there, attach it. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna kind of gauge how deep the water is. So you're gonna look out there, figure out how deep the water is, and then you're gonna adjust this float based on that. So it's pretty shallow out there, I think, so I'm just gonna slide it down and go like right there. I'm gonna roll with right there and call that good. The next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna put your finger on the bottom part of this float. You're gonna put your finger there, and then you're gonna push up. And what that's gonna do, it's gonna expose that other piece of wire. And then you're gonna take the top part of your leader, and you're gonna attach it through that wire. And I like to do one little wrap, so that way it's on there tight and it's not moving. I know I'm gonna get questions on the poundage of the fluorocarbon, so you can use anywhere from 6 pound all the way up to 12 pound. It doesn't really matter. I like to use a little bit heavier line just in case I hook something big and I wanna be able to control it. So now we're going down to the business end. And basically what we have here that I've done is I've attached a jig head. So this is just a 1/32 ounce jig head, a white pearl jig head. And then what I've done is I put just a little tiny brown plastic worm on there. But that's just setup number one. I'm gonna actually show in this little box of tricks a bunch of little secrets that you can add to the business end to work the holes and hopefully entice a bite. But let's start with the old worm here. We're gonna show you how to fish it. All right, everyone, I'm gonna put my polarized glasses on here so I can hopefully see if I get swiped at or something. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your float and you're gonna cast, you're gonna look for the meat of the run. So if you're looking out here in front of me and you can see there's a nice bucket right there where the run is. So I'm gonna try to get up above the run and let my float fall down into that hole. So I'm gonna cast just up in there like so. And then I'm gonna let that current take that float down into that bucket like so. And as you can see, it's floating down in there nicely. Look at that, it's floating through the water. You hold your rod tip up in the air and keep that line off the water so it doesn't drag that float down and make, oh, we had a little bite right there, guys. You see that? Oh, he's biting it, he's biting it. Oh, Oh, we missed him. Oh, we got him. He's a little guy. He's just a little guy, guys. Just a little one. Got a nice little fish here. I'm gonna try to get close to the water so we can take care of him. But one thing you always want to do is you always want to wet your hand. So I'll get my hand just a little bit wet. And sometimes I forget to do this, addicts, but it is important, especially on these smaller fish. You can see just a little cutthroat, baby cutthroat. Look at that. You guys see that little red on his belly, and he ate that worm. Look at that. It's just swallowed. So we're gonna cut him loose here. Look at that beauty, guys. Little guy, but man, what a cool fish. See how he's got that red on his fins? All right, let's let that thing go. Awesome, we had first cast. That's how we like to do it. Come on, buddy. Send you free here. Come on. There he goes. Wrong way, dude. Well, there you have it. First run through, and I didn't even really get to explain how to do it. Okay, everyone, so you can see, so the key is with this float fishing, especially in these streams like this, is you want to keep your line off the water and just let your float naturally percent the bait. It's really, really important that as it's floating down the river, it's being done naturally. So we already caught a fish on that brown worm, so I'm gonna take that thing off there, and I'm gonna jump into my little box of goodies here, just so I can show you guys all the different things that you can run. So if you fish a jig head, the nice thing about a jig head is you can run a bunch of different stuff. So I have open this up here and put this worm back in here, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna reach right back in here and we're gonna go for a pink one. We're gonna hit a pink worm. When you're putting this on your setup, guys, all you're doing is you're taking the jig head and you're gonna basically insert that point of that hook in the tip of the worm like so. You're gonna thread that up a little bit, and then when you think you've got the right distance kind of away from the worm, you're gonna poke it out the other side. And then you're gonna put that up through there like so. Kind of try to straighten it out on the jig head, and there you have it. Look at that, guys. That's a tasty looking setup. Let's see if they want it. All right, so again, you wanna cast upriver just a little bit from where you think the fish might be laying and let that float fall down into the current. So we're gonna cast up into that white water, and you're gonna let that float fall down. And honestly, guys, this float might be a little big for these fish. That's okay, we were able to hook that one, but you guys can experiment with other floats. I just wanted to show you how easy it is to get out with these red and white, just your simple trout bobber floats that you use everywhere and catch fish. They didn't want the pink one on that one. Let's run another one in here, and let's run it on the inside so I can show you guys again kind of how this works. So as soon as that float hits the water, I put my rod tip up in the air, and I hold my line. Oh, we're getting bit, and we got one. We got another fish on it. Feels a little bit nicer, guys. He's a little nicer. But as you guys can see, oh, we lost him. Quick release right there at the bank. But basically, as you guys can see, you want to hold your rod up in the air and keep the line off the water. It's really, really important. So like I said, it's naturally floating down the river. All right, let's try again here, folks. Get it right behind that bubble curtain. As you can see, Sean, show me real quick. If you guys don't know who Sean is, that's the camera guy. Say hi to Sean. Thank him for filming these videos. But you want to see how I'm holding my line, my pole really high up in the air. And I'm just letting that float through there naturally. And then once I get it down towards, what I'll do is, this is called mending. I'm gonna pick that line up and I'm gonna put it back behind the float and just let that naturally present down the river. And then once it starts, oh, we're getting bit, guys. Oh, just a couple little nibblers. Oh, oh, oh. See, this is the problem when you have too big of a float. Oh, he still took it. Oh, he was taking it right there on the inside. When you have too big of a float, it doesn't allow the fish to pull it down without feeling resistance, and a lot of times you'll miss a lot of fish. So again, you'll want to play with all different, so you can get these red and white bobbers in different sizes, or you can get a ton of different floats out there that'll help you catch more fish. Okay, so another thing you guys can do putting on these jig heads is the Trout Magnet. That's obviously a really popular bait. It's been used for years. It comes in a million different colors, as you can see, and it works really, really good just fished on a jig head. So I'm gonna grab a pink one since that pink worm was getting hit so good. When you rig these Trout Magnets the same way, addicts, all you're gonna do is just take the tip of the Trout Magnet, you're gonna thread that onto the jig head like so, and then you're gonna pop it out the one end. And that's what you're gonna have, is like just a little, kind of like a little grub. Tasty little grub. So let's run that through there and see if these guys want it. And we set the hook too hard, folks. That's what happens when you're a steelhead fisherman fishing for 6-inch trout. But I'll tell you what, it never gets old watching that float drain. Let's get back in there. That was automatic, everyone. Seems like a lot of the fish are up on that wall up there is where I'm getting a lot of the bites. Yeah, right up against that wall. You can see right up in there, guys, the current comes down and runs against that wall, and all those fish are sitting off that wall right there. Oh, now they don't want to play. Now they're not playing nice anymore. Let's move and get a better angle on them, folks. All right, got a little bit different angle on these fish here. Uh-oh, guys. Uh-oh, this is what you don't want, folks. We're gonna lose our whole setup, everyone. Right before I was gonna show you the most secretive trick of all, we're about to break off. All right, everyone, so unfortunately I broke off, but I have another really cool setup that I want you guys to see. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, turn on that little bell notification, turn it to all notifications. I promise you do not want to miss this next little float fishing setup. It's deadly. We're gonna post it tomorrow, so stay tuned. Thanks again for tuning in. We appreciate every single one of you. We'll see you on the river. All right, everyone out there, thank you so much for watching this video. We really appreciate it. If you guys want to watch more of our content, click this video right here. And if you're brand new to the channel, do not forget, tap that subscribe button, turn on that bell notification. And to all of our subscribers out there, we appreciate every single one of you. If you guys want to be on comment of the day, just make sure you guys are dropping comments, interacting on the videos. Here's today's comment of the day. Thanks again for watching. Hit that thumbs up. We'll see you on the river.